Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this VERVEWAVE Cordless Burnishing Polishing Machine. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost anything extra. So this uses DeWalt 20 volt max lithium batteries. It is a tool only. So let's get this open. Here we have the manual. Let's take a quick look at it. Now I'm not going to cover everything in here. You'll want to read through it on your own. We have table of contents, we have notes, more notes. So this is talking about how to do safe operation of it. Here we have the product. It has a side handle, guard, handle, switch, and dust cover and dust nozzle, so you can hook a vacuum to it. So the wheel guard diameter is 120 millimeters. There's some troubleshooting here. This shows tightening the connection between the guard and the handlebar. Shows the side handle, attaching the dust nozzle. This talks about installing the guide wheel, hooking up a vacuum cleaner, switching it on. It says always guide the machine using both hands. Switch the machine on before guiding the accessory towards the workpiece. And then we have maintenance and warranty. So let's get this out. Here we have the accessories. Here we have the tool itself, and this is pretty hefty. So I'll get this opened here. So it comes with a hex key with a screwdriver on the other end. I'm going to loosen this guard up, and I can rotate it forward, and I'll tighten it back down. Now I may want to adjust this again later. Now this handle can thread on, so I'll loosen this up. Has a square nut. I'll place that here and place the handle through the other side. And I'll tighten that down. So the handle can thread into here, or it could thread into here or here. Next I have the dust port. That will go in with these 4 black screws. Looks like that points up and has Phillips screwdriver head. Then we have this vacuum adapter that can go on there. On the front we have this roller, so that will go under this like so because this is threaded. Okay, and it comes with a hex key here to take off the drum. So if we look here, we have a lock that locks this from rotating, and there's no battery in here. So I can hold this down and rotate this around. And now that's locked. So if I wanted to take this off, I can do that here. So now that's loose. And I still have my finger on here. And that will come off, and you can see that will slide right on here. So now I can tighten that down. So to operate this, we can hold it here, and we can press in here and slide this forward. So it won't slide forward until you press it down, so you don't accidentally trigger it. So I have a DeWalt battery. I'll slide this on here. I'll press down, I'll turn this on. So this is pulling back towards me. So at the angle I hold this, I'll probably want to rotate this. So I'll loosen this up and I'll rotate this down. So this is closer to the work surface. So this has a speed control on it here. So if I press this, you don't see anything. You do need to activate it. So you just kick it on for a second. And then we can see, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the LED will change color depending on the speed it is. So 1 is the lowest mode. So this is 1. And then let's crank it up to 6. This is 6. Let me flip this over so it's a little easier to see. Here's 1 again from the other side. So depending on what you're doing, you may want the more aggressive speed, or you might want slower for more control. So I'll go ahead and pull this plastic off here. So there's quite a bit of grit coming off of this. I probably should have done this outside. But as opposed to like traditional sandpaper, this is more like an abrasive pad. It's very hard though. You can't place your finger into it very firmly. So let's get set up so we can test this out. Okay, so I'm out here at my garage. Here I have a spade. It's very dirty, very rusty. I'm going to use the tool to clean it up. So that's cleaning up nicely. I need to readjust this so I can have this overhang. This time I'm going to hook a vacuum up to it. Okay, so here we see it. Now there is some deep kind of staining and pitting on this. I don't have any reason to get this perfect, but you can see it is pretty shiny down here. But this is very smooth now, so this is going to go into the ground a lot smoother. Now to protect this, I'm going to put some oil or something on it to hopefully keep that rust from returning. So that was on metal. Here I have a piece of wood. I have some stain on here. Let's try sanding that. Okay, so I was able to sand that wood. Now this stain is deep into the pores, so I wouldn't expect to be able to get it all off. If it was paint, I'd be able to pretty easily strip it. But that sanded that very nice. Let's take a look at the disc. So here we have the disc. I'm not seeing a lot of wear on there. Still pretty flat. Now if you are sanding something without moving it back and forth, you could potentially get a divot in there. But that's looking pretty good, I think. So that's the VERVEWAVE Cordless Burnishing Polishing Machine. If you have large surfaces to clean up, I think this is a great option. This is great for cleaning rust off of metal. I think this would be very nice for doing something like cleaning a railing. So if you want to clean a railing before you paint it, you can use a tool like this to clean it off and get it nice and smooth, because your surface prep is going to determine how your finish looks. Now this takes the DeWalt batteries. So if you're in the DeWalt system, you may already have batteries for this. This has a brushless motor, so it's going to be very efficient and you're going to get the most life out of those batteries. I like how this is adjustable, so you can move this back and forth. And it also has the dust collection. Now you can only do so much dust collection with this. You're still going to want some ventilation or air filtration if you're inside, but it can help out having the dust collection. Aside from that, it was very easy to use and control. I didn't feel like it was getting away from me. Even using something like a random orbit sander, it's hard to get even pressure on it, but I didn't feel like that was an issue with this type of tool. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.